Tonight, exams are just days away.
Plus, an auction to support a local organization. Stay tuned. Troy TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the High Definition Digital Production Center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for December 5th, 2011. I'm Judson Garner.
And I am Rachel Ellis. Thank you for joining us this evening. Well, it's that time of the semester when people may start noticing more students in the library late at night, as well as more open textbooks. Kayla Sheeler tells us why.
Well, with Christmas break just around the bend, Troy students are getting ready to pack up and leave. But there is a major traffic jam before Troy University students get the green light to go home for the holidays, which is final exams.
Well, honestly, I'm not a big studier. I hope none of my teachers are listening to this, but I've been taking it chunk by chunk. I usually study for like an hour or so and then go have some fun or something like that.
One of the most important things for me for studying for finals is to get away from some of my friends, because when I'm hanging out with friends, I tend to get distracted and want to just talk to them more than studying for my finals. So I try to either go to like a room where they're not at.
One student in particular said that over time he has been able to find a good studying system.
Okay, as a freshman, always just crammed, and that was always just bad for me. So over time I've learned just to take it chunk by chunk, like I said, and do like stay for 2 hours and then go out and have some fun with your friends and then get your mind off of it and then come back and you'll be refreshed.
Here are some of the students' strategies on how to study for the exams.
One of the main things that helps me is to make flashcards.
As long as it's really quiet, because if I see something moving, I'm really ADD, I'll tend to watch it.
It's turning off the TV.
If it's the quad or some coffee house somewhere.
When I learn something new, I write it out again.
Probably the most quiet place, wherever you can find that.
I'll look over my study guide, and then without looking at it, I go back through and I write things out.
Kayla Sheeler, Troy TrojanVision News.
Starting Wednesday, the library will have extended hours, staying open until 2 a.m. Wednesday and Thursday of this week and Monday of next week. And all the studying leads up to the actual exams.
And those exams start December 8th and run through Wednesday, December 14th. Here's a look at this semester's final exam schedule. Starting with Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes. If your class is at 8 a.m., your exam will be Thursday morning at 8 a.m. 9 a.m. classes will have their exams Friday at 11 a.m. 10 o'clock classes will be Monday at 2 p.m. and 11 o'clock class exams will be Tuesday at 8 a.m. Noon classes will take their exam Thursday at 2 p.m.
Friday at 5 p.m. is the time for classes that are held at 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock classes are Monday at 8 a.m. 3 o'clock classes are Tuesday at 11 a.m. And finally, Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes begin at 4 p.m. if your exam is Thursday at 11 a.m.
And now for Tuesday, Thursday classes. If your class meets at 8:30, your exam will be Friday at 8 a.m. 10 o'clock classes will have their exam Monday at 11 a.m.
11:30 classes are Tuesday at 2 p.m. 1 o'clock classes are Thursday at 5 o'clock. 2:30 classes are Friday at 2 p.m. And 4 o'clock class exams are Monday at 5 p.m. Special exams for all periods are scheduled for Wednesday the 5th at 8 a.m. or 11 a.m.
Now, of course, if students have any questions about the date or time of any of their exams, they should ask their class instructor.
Troy's Johnson Center for the Arts is hoping to get some financial support from the community in exchange for a little something for the holidays. The Johnson Center is holding a silent auction that runs through tomorrow night to benefit the organization. The Johnson Center has a variety of items up for bid in the silent auction in hopes that art lovers will come by and place their bid, not only to help out the center financially, but maybe find just the right gift for someone this Christmas.
A ton of great items this year. We have everything from homemade baked goods all the way to vacation packages. We have golf at Robert Trent Jones Golf Trails. We also have pieces of artwork, individually handcrafted piece of artwork, as well as donated from personal collection.
The auction runs through tomorrow night at 6:30 at the Johnson Center for the Arts on Walnut Street in Troy. If you are interested in participating, you place your bid starting at 10 o'clock a.m.
And now taking a look at news from around the state, police say the body of a 39-year-old man has been found floating in the Tennessee River in Decatur. Authorities identified the man as Sean Renard Rogers of Decatur. Police are awaiting the results of an autopsy before releasing a cause of death. Authorities say Rogers' body was found by a fisherman near Brickyard Marina.
An Abbeville man is charged with trying to have sex with a teenage girl after meeting her on Facebook. 25-year-old Duran Chavez Slayton was arrested November 30th on charges of electronic solicitation of a child and possession of child pornography. Authorities say Slayton and the teen exchanged naked photos, and he tried to convince her to travel to Abbeville to have sex with him. Slayton is currently in the Henry County Jail on $90,000 bail.
Authorities identify the pilot of a small plane that crashed near the airport of Cortland as 41-year-old Stephen Hayes of Dothan. Hayes apparently was test flying the plane yesterday when it crashed. He was treated at a hospital and released.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, the Trojan football season has come to a close. Danielle Percival will give us a recap of the final game of this season and more in Trojan Sports.
But first, big changes for the Postal Service. Find out what cuts are in store in the efforts to save $3 billion. That story is next.
It could be the end of next day mail at the U.S. Postal Service. I'm Allison Harmelin, and I'll have that story coming up.
Welcome home, man.
Over the course of time, Troy has consistently turned out quality graduates.
We're trying to develop future leaders.
If it had not been for Troy University, I would have never had the honor of being the Alabama Teacher of the Year.
We want to educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, the body to act. And we do that within the framework of one real university.
Troy University, in class, online, within reach. Troy.edu.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
U.S. Postal Service is unveiling big cuts.
Starting next spring, the cash-strapped agency will slow down delivery of first-class mail. Allison Harmelin reports.
It's going to take longer for your mail to get to its destination. For the first time in 40 years, the U.S. Postal Service says it will slow down first-class mail starting this spring.
It's not fair.
I think it's ridiculous.
Right now, nearly half of all first-class mail arrives the next day. But the Postal Service plans to close nearly half of its 500 mail processing centers. The result, it will take at least 2 days to deliver magazines, mail-order medications, and that birthday card to Mom. The cuts come as the Postal Service faces default on a $5.5 billion payment for retiree health benefits. And as most people move from snail mail to email, the post office has been in the red for the last 5 years.
Our network is too big. We've got more capacity in our network than we can afford.
The Postal Service already announced the price of a first-class stamp is also going up to 45 cents. 3,700 local post offices are set to be shut down. Nationwide, 100,000 postal workers could lose their jobs.
Everything in the world is more efficient, and the post office is less efficient now. It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
The U.S. Postal Service also wants mail delivery cut down to 5 days a week, a decision that would need approval from Congress. Allison Harmelin for CBS News, New York.
And now Danielle Percival joins us for a look at sports.
So Danielle, the 2011 Trojan football season has come to an end.
It has. Probably not the season that most Trojan fans were expecting, and probably not the outcome for the final game that Trojan fans were hoping for.
Right.
But we've got some good news as far as men's basketball, so let's start off with that. Head coach Don Maestri may have made a change in the Trojan basketball team's offensive strategy by slowing things down a bit from what he originally planned in the preseason. And it appears the change in tempo is working out for the men's basketball team. Taylor Burke has the details.
Looking for their first 3-game winning streak since February of last year, the Trojans welcomed in the Miami, Ohio Redhawks for a Saturday night matchup. Troy got off to a fast start in the game and never slowed down. The Trojans held the lead for the entire ball game and never trailed once on their way to the 73-60 victory.
We played a very good team game of basketball tonight. I thought the decision-making, the passing, spreading it around to everybody. I want to say we had 4 guys in double figures and the other 2 had 8 and 9. So when you spread it out like that, that's just excellent basketball.
I was big time, just to set the tone that early in the game and let Miami, Ohio know they're in for a good game.
We play better when we start off good. We don't get down on ourselves and everything. And it's just like when you play good offense, it makes defense a lot easier, and you want to play defense. So it was a lot of fun.
The Trojans hit 14 of 26 three-point shots compared to the Red Hawks' 9 for 27 three-point shots. Coach Maestri says that the key to this win was the shooting behind the arc.
Our three-point shooting, of course, we've got some kids who, when they get on the road, but Justin Wright hit 4, and Allen hit 3, and Emil hit 2, and RJ hit 3. So those, I think we hit over 50%, 54% from the three-point line. When you do that, as many threes as we normally shoot, you're putting yourself in a good position.
Taylor Burke, Troy, TrojanVision Sports.
The Trojans have a little time off before their next matchup. They will play Mississippi State this Saturday at 3 in Starkville. And the women's team's struggles continued as they still have yet to pick up a win on the season. The women fell to in-state rival Jacksonville State Sunday afternoon 65-54 in Jacksonville. The loss was the 8th straight for the women and 4th straight on the road this season. D'Angela Sword led the team in scoring with 18, but was the only Trojan in double figures. Sword added 3 steals to the team total of 11 on the game. Up next, the women return home for a Sunday afternoon matchup against American University in Sartain Hall. Tip-off is set for 1 o'clock. And football season is finally over, and who would have thought that would bring a sigh of relief to Trojan fans? The final game of the season pitted Troy, the team with 5 conference championships in a row, against Arkansas State, the team who was looking to knock the Trojans off to become the undisputed Sun Belt Conference champions.
They take a knee, and that's it. We know what it feels like, and Jerry, I miss it.
For the first time in 5 years, the Trojans won't hold at least a share of the Sun Belt Conference championship. The team finished out the season against Arkansas State, who handed them a 45-14 defeat. While the season did not go as some might have expected, head coach Larry Blakeney says he is still proud of his team's effort.
I believe these guys have fought hard and tried hard, and we've had those excuses, graduation, eligibility, and injury. That's the quickest way to say it. And, that sort of puts a crimp in your style offensively, defensively, or whatever. Finishing
the year at 3-9 overall and 2-6 in conference play, the Trojans posted their lowest win total under Blakeney. Defensive end Jonathan Massaquoi says what this team can take from this season is
being resilient about the situation and learning from our mistakes, learning, things we could have capitalized on better this season. And it all starts with the players, the coaches, the top of the pyramid, and it goes on down.
With the 2011 season in the books, it's time to look ahead to 2012 and the improvements that will be necessary to get back on the right track.
Next year, just all around better as a program, because Troy University, this is not what we are. This is not how we carry ourselves.
I know it's humbled me, so I'm pretty sure it's humbled the team as well. We just got to go into the offseason looking to work, get back to being Sun Belt champs.
But before we wrap up football for good this season, there was a bright note on Saturday as the Trojans made SportsCenter's top 10 plays. One of Troy's 2 touchdowns in the game Saturday was one of the smartest, if not best, plays by the team this season. At the ASU 26-yard line with 18 seconds remaining in the half, quarterback Corey Robinson connected with wide receiver Eric Thomas, who got to the 15 where he was met by multiple defenders. But Thomas wasn't going down. With the heads-up play, he pitched the ball back to fellow receiver Felton Payton, who took it to the house. That play put the Trojans within 10 as the halftime score was 24-14. And another side note about the football game, the team that the Trojans were facing, Arkansas State, Well, next season, if they're going to try and repeat as Sun Belt champions, they're going to have to do it with a new coach because their head coach of only one season is making his way to Ole Miss to take the head coaching job there. So maybe better luck for the Trojans next season. They've got a year to prepare, but the team at the top this year will have to do it with a new guy. So maybe that brings the Trojans a little bit better luck.
That's right. That'll be pretty interesting. Hopefully we can see some more repeats of that neat little play there that made ESPN headlines.
Hey, whatever it takes to get on ESPN.
We can do it.
That's right.
Thanks, Danielle.
Thanks a lot, Danielle. Coming up on TrojanVision Nightly News, rice can now be a danger. New studies show people who eat rice have higher levels of arsenic in their urine. More details when we come back.
Plus shorts in December. I saw a lot of that today on campus. When will winter temperatures move in for good? Kendra?
Well, Rachel, if you're wondering about those cooler temperatures, don't worry. I have that and more coming up in weather.
At the heart of what we do in the College of Business is care for the student.
It's a personal thing with the students. We feel like the students are our most important asset, our most important products.
I have never been anywhere where I've known so many students on first name basis. They stop by socially to talk to.
So we understand who our students are, and we're trying to help them be better in their areas of professional work.
My colleagues and I work together to create programs that our students need.
What we try to do at Troy University is provide an experience to students that not only provide the curriculum that allows them to be successful in the business world, but we also try to expand their horizons to reach greater opportunities that maybe they didn't think they were capable of before.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
First it was apple juice, now it's rice.
A new study shows arsenic found in rice could pose a health risk, especially to pregnant women. Randall Pinkston reports.
Cassandra Smith is trying to eat right during her pregnancy. Rice is something she has on a regular basis.
Risotto is probably the primary use of rice, and we also like to eat stir fries and rice pudding.
Now a new study shows eating rice could potentially expose women like Smith and their unborn babies to levels of arsenic. Researchers at Dartmouth Medical School looked at 229 pregnant women who ate about half a cup of rice a day on average.
Women who reported eating rice had higher arsenic concentrations in their urine than women who did not report eating rice.
The more rice women ate, the higher the levels. Arsenic made news last week when a Consumer Report study revealed unsafe levels of arsenic and lead in some apple and grape juices.
Arsenic occurs naturally in the environment, in water, air, food, soil, but high levels of arsenic can be dangerous.
Arsenic has been associated with low birth weight, higher rates of infant death, and increased cancer risk. But experts emphasize those are not the levels we're talking about here.
We're not recommending that people stop eating rice. We just need to monitor the amount of arsenic that's in our rice.
This expectant mom isn't too concerned.
Millions of years people have been eating rice and they haven't been getting sick or drinking apple juice, for decades.
For now, she's not making any changes to her diet. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Washington.
And now Kendra Richards joins us for a look at weather.
Well, Kendra, last week it felt like the winter temperatures were finally settling in, but today it was pretty warm outside.
That's right, Justin. It was pretty warm outside, but unfortunately it'll get cooler. But we'll go ahead and get on into that right now. Right now, let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Looking out at our campus snapshot, you can see that looking out over Bibb Graves, it looks extremely beautiful outside tonight. But unfortunately, there are clouds in the sky, and they will bring in some rain throughout the rest of the night. Let's take a look at our current conditions for today. Looking at our skies right now, the skies are cloudy with a temperature of 73 degrees. Our dew point's at 59 with the humidity at 62%. Our barometer's at 30.4 and steady, and those winds are rolling in from the south going about 7 miles per hour. Let's take a quick look at today's stats. Our high today is 73 degrees. The low tonight will be 61. Today we have not seen any rain. The sun rose this morning at approximately 6:30 and is expected to set, well, has set at about 4:39. As we take a look at our temperatures across the state, you can see looking out here in Huntsville, it's 62 degrees, Birmingham 64, Montgomery 70, here in Troy we're 73, Phoenix City 73 degrees. So looking out over the state of Alabama, we have some warmer temperatures compared to what we've seen last week when we saw those cooler winter-like temperatures. As we look further out into the southeast, moving out into Columbia, we'll see 65. They see 65 degrees. Moving on down into Florida, you'll see Miami sitting at 78 degrees. Tampa is sitting at 80. So they're still having those actually summer-like temperatures. It's a lot warmer down in Florida than what we're seeing in our area. Looking out over the U.S., you can see to the west of us, the west coast, you can see there's temperatures actually in the high 30s as well as the low 20s. So it's a lot cooler than what we've seen in our area. It's a whole lot cooler on the west coast. Let's take a look at our departure from normal. Looking out in our area, we can see there's a 10 degree difference than what we've seen last year, as well as looking out in Dothan, there's a 13-degree difference in our area. In other areas, there's just a slight difference than what we've seen last year. So it's just a tad bit warmer than what we've seen previously. Our current surface, looking out across the U.S., you can see looking out to the west of us, we see high pressure actually bringing those cooler temperatures in their area, keeping everything nice and steady, no rain in their area. But as we look at our current surface in the southeast, you can see that there is a low pressure system resting over the southeast, which indicates we will see some moisture in our area, which will bring some rain to our area within the next 2 days. Our rain forecast for the next 2 days, we will see rain in our area covered throughout the southeast. Also thunderstorms in our area as well as Birmingham and parts of Nashville, you will see rain. Tonight's forecast, we'll see cooler temperatures tonight because of that rain bringing in lower temperatures. Tuesday morning, we'll see cooler temperatures as well with high pressure, again seeing the rain. Tonight's forecast, it'll be cloudy with a 40% chance of rain with the winds rolling in from the south going about 5 miles per hour with a low of 36. Tomorrow's forecast, a 40% chance of rain and the high will be 73 degrees. Our 4-day forecast, Tuesday and Wednesday, you can see we will have rain in our area, so don't forget those raincoats and rain boots, and we'll have cooler temperatures for the rest of the week. As you can see, Judson, throughout the rest of the week, the temperatures will continue to decrease, and we'll have those winter-like temperatures again, so that rain will bring in cooler temperatures, so you can pull out your jackets and snow boots or whatever you want to wear.
All right, thanks a lot, Kendra.
You're welcome.